Welcome back to Maths with Mr. Duffield. Going to do a couple of trigonometry questions on the request of one of my LE. These two questions, questions 6 and 7, will be what we do first. Question 6. A helicopter leaves A and flies 40 miles due east. The helicopter flies 10 miles due south and arrives at B. Work out the bearing of B from A. We'll talk about what bearing of B from A means first in a bit. But first, let's do a diagram of what we've got in front of us here. A helicopter leaves point A, okay, and then flies 40 miles due east. If we're doing this as if it was a map, east would be this way by 40 miles, okay? And then 10 miles due south, 10 down this way, okay? That's point B. Now, you might notice that if this way is east and this way is south, and that forms a right-angled triangle, and that'll be 40 and that'll be 10. Well, this is starting to look a little bit like a trig question, isn't it? Now, if we go back to the original question, the bearing of B from A. Now, we need to get the wording of this right. A bearing, just to remind you guys, is an angle that's measured from due north of a starting point. Now, because this starting point, because the wording of this question says from A, I'm starting, therefore, from A. So I draw a north line straight up from A, and then measure an angle clockwise in this direction. Okay? And the angle between the north line and the line that joins points A and B is what I am calculating. That makes sense. Now let's start labeling this up. This is the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. Now, because we're looking for this angle here, this angle is a part of it. So I could label this side over here the opposite, because it's opposite the angle I'm interested in. And then this this line here is the adjacent, excuse me. I'm going to write down the hypotenuse again. Good. So, the total bearing here is this total angle. We need to be aware that this is 90 degrees, and then this little bit will be adding on to 90 degrees to work out the angle. Now, because we have the adjacent and we have the opposite, that is tan of my angle. I don't know what it is. Let's label it X. Is the opposite over the adjacent. To work out what that angle is, we've got to do the inverse tan of that fraction. And then add 90 to whatever that is, because this is the is angle X. Excuse me, I'm going to move that down here. And we're adding 90 to it to get the total bearing of between A and B. Okay, so if you just give me a second to get out my calculator, I'll be able to work that out, because you know this is a calculator topic. Calculator's there to help us make this easier. So angle X is 14.036 plus 90 is going to be the entire angle, which is 104. 0.03, I guess, maybe 0.4, it actually rounds up. Yeah. That is the answer to question 6 there. I might do another video to do question 7 again. It's a similar idea, but I'll leave it for now. The idea really to this is to physically draw out a triangle based on the words that you've got, and then just understand what bearing means in terms of drawing that north line and then measuring it clockwise. You should notice that there are parts to the angle, one of which you'll need for trig, the other will be 90 or maybe 180, it depends on the question that you've got. I hope that helps, and yeah, I will talk to you soon.